Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone watching and listening. I am coming to you today, and today is 2 days away from the event we call Open Conversation, which will be held on August the 5th in our studio. And I am coming to you today to remind you and also to appeal to you that you will join us in this endeavor to have an open conversation about the issue that are facing our planet today. As you recall, and as you should know, the title of the event is Open Conversation, to which I provide a question, not a statement, that is the LGBTQ plus movement sweeping across the globe? Is it a postmodern new religion? That is a question, and the purpose of that question is to generate and to create and open the conversation. It is not a statement. And so I am coming to you today to remind you and appeal to you, and as well as inviting you to join this event on Saturday, August 5th, 2023, between the hours 5 and 7:30 p.m. to have a conversation so we can draw some aspect of this global movement. And as I put the question, is it a new postmodern religion? In that conversation, we will look at some of the aspect as to whether or not the movement have characteristic of a religion. Clearly, I'm sure most of you, if not all of you, had witnessed in the month of June the global expression of that movement. Primarily something you could see when there's a religious activities or response or cause or call to. And so we can suddenly make reference to that effect that the movement have characteristic of religion. But again, that's not a statement, and that is a question subject for conversation. I posted a piece there the other day and entitled it, The Health of a Planet in Crisis. And that I asked a question, I like to ask questions. How do we stay grounded in a world that is so chaotic? And I said, we first must begin with a clear understanding and have knowledge about the issues, the forces that are affecting our health. And knowing that, and that's how we'll be able to stay grounded if we know what exactly that are affecting our health. And those categories of health, my primary focus are our mental health, our emotional health, our psychological health, our social health, our social being, and most importantly, our spiritual health. And so we have to have clear understanding and the knowledge of those forces, those noise, we call them noise makers, that are affecting our health. And that I listed a series of noises that are currently coming at us in every direction. And I ask you, you can read about it online. I'll just repeat a couple of them now just to give you a reference to it. One of the forces and noise that are coming at you and I, and hopefully we can address some of those in our conversation on Saturday, are noise such as toxic masculinity, gender identity, gender ideology, gender dysphoria, body dysphoria, transgender, detransitioning, affirming care, LGBTQ+, the woke movement, postmodernists. Did you hear that? Postmodernists, critical race theory, social justice, diversity, equity, and inclusion, religion, God, and Christianity. These are forces that are coming at you and I. And my friend, I don't want to jump into our conversation coming on Saturday. Make no mistake about this. These concepts, those terminology, these forces, I believe they are, I just repeated, they are directly interconnected and they are all related. And if we want to summarize them, they are all have something in common. For example, we talk about social justice. There's some concern and controversy. For example, the National Education Association, the largest teachers union in America, has recommended that educators in our school, including books on gender queer, in their summer reading list. These decisions has sparked controversy and raised grave concern among parents and critics regarding its content and appropriateness for school children. The NEA include gender queer in its Great Summer Read for Educator list, which feature 11 books covering various topics. These books, the book is listed under the banned book section, drawing attention to its controversial nature, the queer one. Gender Queer, authored by Maya Kobabi, has faced significant controversy due to its depictions and descriptions of sexual content, including oral sex and discussion on masturbation. Many parents have expressed grave concern about the book being available in our public school library across the country of the United States. The NEA recommendation of genderqueer aligned with its focus on, are you ready? Social justice. I just mentioned it. One of the forces that is coming at you and I in the form of social justice. And the National Education Association of America, the largest teachers union in the good old USA, have aligned itself with the force and the concept that is permeating these movements, as I am calling the health of a planet in crisis. The NEA aligned itself with the focus on social justice. The NEA president, Becky Pringle, emphasized the importance of addressing racial and social justice as an integral part to education and justice. She highlighted the interconnectedness of various social systems and the need to address issues like housing, justice, and food inequality. There you go. The inclusion of genderqueer and the NEA summer reading list has generated great controversy among parents, which it should be. And so let me go back to the question I asked you again today. Is the LGBTQ movement sweeping across the globe is it a new postmodern religion? If you've been around for a couple of decades or more, I have, and those of us that have been around for a while, we've seen this. It was the same people, these same people, who fought vigorously with all their strength to remove the Bible from the school. As you recall, one of the characteristics of noise that I elaborate on is the destructive noisemakers. These destructive noisemakers know very well, in order to bring this new wave of that theory and pseudoscience, the Bible was an obstacle in their way. Religion was an obstacle, was a constraint, it was a restraint. And so for many decades, these noisemakers operating in the shadows of education and educating our children fought vigorously to make sure that the Bible, religion, God, and Christianity is silenced and removed from our school. And they have achieved to do so. And notice what happened. The moment Christianity, God, religion, the Bible was removed, no longer have a center place in our public education, these dark shadows move very quickly with what today we are facing, sweeping all across this nation. And so, as I said, I am appealing to you one more time. See, you don't know me, and I don't know you either. But I have children. And it breaks my heart to know that any children, anywhere around the world, will be subject to such of ideologue born in the shadows of darkness. Did I say that? Yes, these ideologues and ideologies are born in the shadows of darkness. Now, during our conversation this coming Saturday, I will not say that in the conversation, not because I don't want to, but because the conversation is not a debate, and I'm not there, I will not be there to confront anyone, nor to convince anyone, nor to impose my view on anyone. I just want you to know how important this is for us to engage in this conversation. I'm not telling you anything new. This conversation is all over the world. You know as well as I do. There's every media you turn. I don't watch TV, but every time I go on the internet, in my face is something about this movement all across the globe. I just read about yesterday that the Boy Scout in America have embraced the LGBTQ, a movement sweeping all across the globe. And the question remains until we talk about it Saturday. Is it a new postmodern religion? Please, I am inviting you once again. This coming Saturday, August the 5th, between the hours 5 to 7:30 p.m., join us in the studio. The information are on the internet for you to pre-register. And by the way, whether you pre-register or not, please come in. The purpose I want to pre-register is so the people is going to help me set up the studio will know how many chairs. The chairs are all the way up on the third floor of this building where we have the studio, and so we don't know how many chairs to bring down. We don't want to bring 10, 15 chairs and then 3 people showed up. We're going to have to take the chair back. So the purpose of pre-registration is simply for me to know how many chairs we want to bring back down from the third floor. Is not a prerequisite. Whether you pre-register or not, please come and join us this coming Saturday between the hours 5 to 7:30 p.m. 1349 West Cumberland Street. The information is there for you in Lebanon, Pennsylvania. Open conversation, looking into the eyes, the concept, the aspect, the waves, the left, the right, the ups, the down, the ins and the out. Conversation-wise, is the LGBTQ plus movement sweeping across our globe? Is it a new postmodern religion? I hope you come up with your critical thinking and engage us, indulge us, and enlighten us, and share with us this coming Saturday in this open conversation. And as always, this brief video is provided by Such Innovation, bringing revolutionary knowledge in this transforming world, which is a byproduct and a production of mindful conversation for critical time. Yes, indeed, these are mindful conversation, and of course, for critical time. And as always, from me to you, listen,